The time has finally come and I'm going to Belgium again. Each summer I usually go to Rockwerchter, or like if you're a Belgian you know that I'm butchering that name, but at least that's why I call it in my heart. So that's where I'm going, and I wanted to talk about what my options were when it comes to books I'm taking for this trip. Last year I think I brought 6 books. That was quite cumbersome. But I'm not going to talk that much about the books I'm bringing. I'd rather talk about the books that I propose that you might read during a festival, or the books I would like to have read again at the festival. So the reason why I'm not talking that much about the books I'm planning to read on this festival is that I'm trying to make my life more easy, and thus I think I've decided on a book. And that is going to be The Wind-Up Bird Chronicles by Haruki Murakami. For those of you that watch my videos, this won't be that much of a surprise. I've talked about this a lot lately. And the reason why I'm bringing this is because it's quite big. It has a small font size, which annoys me quite a bit. But it means that I will have read it and I'll probably love this book. Or at least that's what I'm thinking and hoping. And if that doesn't go as planned, I'm also bringing my Kindle for the first time, and this year I have a lot of books on it. I've sort of been searching through bargains for my Kindle the whole year, so now I finally have a little bit of a library on it, so that will be nice. I did think about bringing Kafka on the Shore, but a lot of you said that I should rather finish my Murakami career with this one. So basically a lot of people have said to me that I should read every book from Murakami before I read Kafka on the Shore. If that's because it's complex, or if it's just that you think it's worth the wait, that I'll probably love it and save it for last, I'm a bit unsure. But this is also, of course, one I want to read quite soon. But The Wind-Up Bird Chronicles is a bit bigger, and the thing is, if you're situated on a festival ground, you have a lot of time to read. So I'm looking very, very much forward to the whole festival, but also this. I just hope that this won't be the one Murakami book that I don't understand why people like. That would be a shame. But that's why I'm bringing the Kindle. Also, if I run out of that book, I need my Kindle. So let's get to the books I would read again if I'm going to a festival. And we'll start off with Roskilde by Linn Strømsborg. So this is about a festival called Roskilde. And it's a non-fiction about the author's own stay at this festival. She goes to this festival each year. I think for a lot of people that don't visit festivals, especially the festivals where you sleep in a tent and you're sort of reliant on the weather all the time, it doesn't make any sense. So why would you stay in a tent when there are hotels and pleasant vacations to go for? And, well, I get why people ask me that all of the time. And this book sort of, in very sweet terms, it describes why you would revisit a festival over and over again. It's about the people, the coming together kind of thing, and the music, and all of your surroundings. So this I truly recommend. I don't think this has been translated to a lot of languages. I can check this after I've finished this video, but at least if you're a Scandinavian or Nordic person, you'll probably be able to read it. So this one I read last year at the festival and would read again. Also a book I read last year when I was in Belgium was this one, Storm of Steel by Ernst Jünger. I heard about this book. The first time I heard about it was when I read Knausgård and My Struggle series. He loved this book and how it's written. And the reason why I wanted to read this last year was that it's set in Belgium and the countries surrounding Belgium. And it actually starts out in Belgium. So I thought it was nice reading a book about the place where you're in. Reading about something gruesome while you're having the time of your life in the place where the horrible stuff happened. Is that weird? I don't know if that's weird, but it felt different, and I did enjoy it. I don't know. A lot of people might read nonfiction. Nonfiction is really popular these days, it seems. A lot of people want to feel like they're heading somewhere, learning something if you're not learning, you're sort of decaying as a person. At least I do think a lot of people feel that way. So if you're the kind of person that wants to read nonfiction on your holidays, I recommend. I like this one, but like reading something about the place where you're at, I do like that concept. Going over to light reads, I have 2 books here. It's The Thursday Murder Club and Sally Rooney's Normal People. Normal People, I would read at a festival. So I'm 35 years old, and being 35 years old, I'm sort of starting to feel quite old when going to music festivals. There are a lot of people in their early 20s, and I just feel like a real grown-up, let's put it that way. I would like to have read this one while being in that environment, because then you get like sort of in touch with your former emotions. It very much feels like a book that's written for people that live now, and I guess that's why it feels appropriate to read it while you're at the festival. It's about this couple that really like each other, but they're sort of struggling to figure it out, and it feels relatable. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I'd recommend it. It's a great book. Then it's the book for those of you that wants a light read. And this is about 4 retired people living in a retirement village, and they sort of solve old murder puzzles or crime puzzles. And it's really entertaining, funny, heartwarming, all of that stuff. So it's for those of you that just want to escape. It's 4 books in this series now. I've read the 2 first ones, loved both. Actually loved the second one more than the first one. And I do believe this is an instance where I just like all of it, but in the second book you get to know the characters a little bit more, and you just love them even more than in the first one. And that's truly something that's worth, like, I want to read the 3rd book pretty soon. Thought I'd had more to say. I don't. I just recommend it if you want to escape. Or just feel good about yourself, I guess. The same goes for this one. It's Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman. I just put it on the list because I loved it when I read it, and it's the closest I've ever come to rereading a book ever, I guess. I've not done it yet, but I loved the plot in this one. It's about 2 brothers that don't know they're brothers until their father dies, and one of them is called Spider, and it gets weird. And it's really fun to be a part of that journey. It's the sequel to American Gods, but I did like this a lot more than American Gods, and it's not like they're completely different, and I can't fathom how they're sort of related. So it's only about the characters, nothing else, it feels like. Probably as something else, but I don't remember if it's something. I'll end this with like the most obvious of choices, and I don't care because it deserves to be here. And it's Just Kids by Patti Smith. So for those of you that don't know, Patti Smith is a rock icon. She's a badass woman, and like she describes her badass living in New York in the 60s. It's just so beautifully written. She has a real talent for writing, but her life is also just chaotic. Or at least it was at this time. She's still touring. I've seen her a bunch of times. She's still just on fire. But in this book, she describes living with her then boyfriend, and I can't remember the name, Robert Mapplethorpe, is that the name? I hope so. It's something about being in the environment of, you can hear distant music while you're sitting in the camping ground, waiting for today's artists to read this book, because it has the soul and spirit of rock and roll written all over it. So that will be my last recommendation, and like my last book I wanted to talk about when talking about books for a music festival. I could have spent this whole video talking about like remembering to bring your boots and rain ponchos, because that's also important, but it's crucial to have the right kind of literature. I usually go to Belgium together with a bunch of German people. I speak a little bit German, but not entirely, so for me, I'll get a lot of time reading my books because they speak German to each other, which I like. I like being like a little bit of an outsider in between these German people, which I'm looking very much forward to meeting because I only see them in Belgium, which is Very nice. Today I'm probably trying to record more videos because I want to put out videos even when I'm on vacation. So just keep on commenting if you'd like. I'll try to answer, but since it's beginning to look a little bit like summer, I'll probably answer even more slowly than I usually do. So I'm sorry in advance. I hope you have a terrific day, and I hope you have a terrific weekend. And if you're starting your summer vacation now, I hope it goes great, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!